Good morning. This is Big T Express, and we're going to start finishing up this haul. I've got quite a few vintage Matchbox to show, and I know at least one of you is excited to see them. So let's get started. Dave, our friend from Costa Rica, says he's really into these, so I expect you, Dave, to be leaning forward in your chair with bated breath. So here we go. Let's see what we can start with here. All right. First, here we go. The airport shuttle bus. Next, this beautiful Alfa Carabo. Tell me that isn't cool. Now these are old. Lesney. This one's dated 1970. Not sure if that's the year this particular one came out, but that's when it's copyrighted, and it sure got, I mean, you can tell it's old. And just about dead mint, both those ones I just showed you. Next we have a Bedford car carrier. Matchbox Lesney. This is one I had when I was a kid living in England. Of course, living where they manufacture these, I was able to get them pretty readily. My whole collection that I had amassed when I was a child disappeared when we moved back to America. And then a Bedford horse box. Horse still inside. Dead mint. Almost a blister pull. BMW 3.0 CSL. Dead mint. I mean, just minty fresh. Gorgeous. And then we have a 323i Cabriolet BMW. Little flea bite there on the front quarter panel, but otherwise this looks like a blister pull. And then we have a 5 Series BMW. Very nice. One little scratch on the boot lid there, but man, still stoked to have it. And we have here a BMW M1. Actually have a pair of them. So that's cool. We have a Buick LeSabre stock car. This looks a little newer, early 90s, maybe late 80s. Another one that's a little bit newer, this silver Cadillac Alante, which is cool because I have the pink one, so I'm so stoked to have this one. This is one I had when I was a kid, and I love this car. With that tilt front, 57 Chevy, all that is gorgeous. Another one I had as a child, even came complete with the antenna, which is often missing. This K5 Blazer sheriff truck. And we got this really cool Camaro, opening hood. And we got some Corvettes. These aren't as minty, they're a little bit played with, but very nice indeed still. They'll still display very nicely. So there's a 62, I believe. Yep. And then this is a 63 Grand Sport. And then we got a couple of, well, I think they're 1970 models. '70 and '79, I think, actually. The white being the '79. Still Lesney branded, though. No, they're both branded '79. So, one T-top, one hard top. And then we got some world-class cars in this assortment, which I think they came out in the 90s, the early 90s, because I remember having some of these after I moved back to the States. So there's an 87 Corvette convertible. Notice the chrome glass. It's not see-through. And then a mainline 87 Corvette convertible. The Chevy Express 1-ton tow truck. The hook's on backwards. I don't know if that's factory or not. I'm going to leave it because it's kind of cool. And then we have this one, which I'm fairly certain it's a Chevy Kodiak. And I think it's new. They call it the highway maintenance truck, and I know you can get this in the current lineup. I don't know when this particular colorway came out, but still pretty cool. And then one from the Days of Thunder series. I believe it's a Chevy Lumina stock car. And you did put in some Days of Thunder from Racing Champions also, so you'll recognize some of these from Racing Champions. And I'll show the other Racing Champions here in the next video, but that gets us through the first portion of these vintage ones that he sent me. So I appreciate you watching. Questions, comments, smart remarks. I'll have some more shortly. Stay tuned.